Good morning. Ooh, you guys are awake. Very good, very good. So a lot of people don't know this, but when a priest gets ordained, when he goes to say his first Mass, he normally doesn't preach the Mass. So what happens, some other priest, one of his priest buddies, he preaches for him. So what happens is all the priest friends and family from decades are there. Everyone's there to see him. They can't wait to hear him. And it comes time for the homily, and he sits down. And someone else steps up to the plate, and everyone's like, oh, come on, So today we have our celebrity priest, Father Dale, with us. And it came... And now it's time for the homily, and someone else steps up to the plate. What the heck? So I got to dig myself out of this hole. So Father Mark is on vacation this week, so I'm preaching all the Masses, and I figured this was the perfect time to report back on the listening sessions that I've been having these last 2 months. Many people have taken me up on the opportunity, come in, meet for 15 minutes, and it's been good. It's been very good. So St. Peter's has... It's funny, 3,434 families, so 3434. That crunches out to something like 10,000 people. And I've listened to 60 of them, so I figure I know everything now, No, other priests have told me that it takes a good 3 years to really get to know the parish. I've been here for 2 months. School's been in session for 2 weeks, so I don't want to pretend like I know everything. But I figure I can at least give a report, tell you some of the things I've heard, give you a couple ideas, a couple observations I've made from the listening sessions. So at first, I want to set the stage with something, I hope you see the humor in it, the contradiction in it. So I have a good buddy who is a big-time conservative. He watches the news all the time, knows everything. You know the type, And one time I visited him in the hospital, and he was just blatantly spouting off these conservative things, and there's people around, there's doctors, there's nurses, So I was thinking if you do the math, in our country, you have about a 50-50 shot that someone agrees with you, a 50-50 shot someone disagrees with you. And he's just spouting these things off everyone's going to agree with me, And I don't think he meant any offense. I don't think he thought he could offend anyone because, no joke, in his mind, at least I think he thinks that there is no one in the world dumb enough to be a liberal. While he's complaining about the liberals everywhere destroying everything, it's well, hold on a second, there's something off there, I have another buddy who is the exact same way, but he's a liberal. And he just goes off and spouting these things, and you look around oh boy, But it's the same thing. I think in his mind, there is no one on the planet dumb enough to be a conservative, while there's conservatives everywhere destroying everything. It's oh, okay. So some of my listening sessions were just like this. Yeah. So no joke, I had people come in hey, Father, why are we singing some of the responses in Latin? Nobody wants Latin anymore. I had other people come in, Father, why don't we say the entire Mass in Latin? Everyone I know wants Latin. No joke, that's what I was getting time and time again on many different cases, subjects. Numerous times I had people come into my office venting about a previous priest. And without fail, 2 meetings later, there'd be someone sitting right in that same seat singing that priest's praises. He is why I came back to the church. He is why I came back to Christ. So again, just over and over, I got this. So sometimes I would love to tell my conservative buddy, hey, I hate to break it to you, but some of your friends and family are liberals, and they're good people. You know they're good people. They love you, and you love them. And I'd love to say the same thing to my liberal buddy, hey, you're surrounded by more conservatives than you think, and they're good people. You know they're good people. You love them, and they love you. So it really gets down to whose image and likeness are we made in? Are good Catholics made in the image and likeness of God? Or are good Catholics made in my image after my likeness? Yeah, good Catholics, they think exactly like me. Well, no, of course not. They're made in the image and likeness of God, which means they're not always going to look like me, and they shouldn't always look like me. So the Catholic Church is not a club, it's a body. So in the letter to the Romans, St. Paul says, "For as in one body we have many parts, and all the parts do not have the same function. So we, though many, are one body in Christ and individually parts of one another. Since we have gifts that differ according to the grace given to us, let us exercise them." So he's saying, hey, like we're a church, we're a body, different members, different organs, different functions. They do different things, different grace for different gifts. Awesome, good. We are diverse, let's be diverse. That's what a body is, that's good. Now, C.S. Lewis, he gave an excellent sermon on this back in the 1940s, and it's now the chapter is membership in his book, The Weight of Glory. It's a very good book in general, but it's a good chapter. And he basically says, so when we talk about members of a body today, we rarely mean what St. Paul meant. So often we just echo what we see in clubs in society. So like the Detroit Tigers, baseball club. It's all men, about the same age, and they're all into baseball. Imagine that. A couple days ago, I spoke at a ladies' charity fundraiser. Guess what? It was all women, similar age range, similar social status, all Catholic, had a lot of the same thoughts, not a lot of the same things. Now, don't get me wrong, clubs are good. Like, we need places, we need groups where we can get together with like-minded people who understand our experiences. Like, clubs are a good thing. But that's not the church. The church is a body made up of various and diverse members and organs. So I actually think it's a huge positive that St. Peter's has a vast array of people. Because over time, many parishes, like they become the conservative parish, they become the liberal parish. I don't think St. Peter's has, and I think that's a good thing. The church is rich and diverse because God is rich and diverse. And it's nice when a parish like St. Peter's shows forth that richness. So basically, you see what I'm trying to say. I hope conservatives feel welcomed here and challenged. I hope liberals feel welcomed here and challenged. Both and. So in the end, this is how it works. So God is infinite. He's huge. Our minds, puny, So it's just easier. Like, God is tough. It's easier to find an ideology. Oh, yes, that's what I do, It's easier for a parish to just go one way or another and find some ideology and just do that. It's more work, but it's better if the parish is all the above. And in other words, it's better if the parish is Catholic. Okay, so I think you see what I'm saying. And this is like the biggest thing that really stood out to me in the listening sessions. In my short time here, just 2 months, I've seen the vastness of the church here at St. Peter's, and I think it's a very good thing. But it's also a fight. It's a fight to stay vast like God and not to start making things in our own image after our own likes and dislikes. Okay, so that's my longest point. I have 2 more points. They won't be as long, don't you worry. So my second point, I would like to bring up a few needs. But let's start with some vision. So I think more and more our churches need to follow kind of like, I call it like a mega church model, and this is what I mean. So, once upon a time, our society was a Christian society. And in a Christian society, you just throw up some churches, and people are in the society at work, at school, in a Christian ethos 6 days a week. On the 7th day, they come to church. On Monday, they're back in the Christian society. Lovely, easy peasy. Okay. Our society is no longer a Christian society, and it hasn't been for a good 50 plus years. So you do the math. Like, we're out in a secular society 167 hours a week. You come to Mass for 1 hour, you get an 8-minute homily. It's like, who's going to win? So more and more, I think our parishes need to be like big, like mega church type of parishes that offer an entire community, an entire Catholic Christian community society all in itself. So in the listening sessions, a lot of needs came up, and just human needs. Like, yes, we're a church, we have the spiritual, which is the most important, but we're human beings. So many needs came up. People asked for support groups for widows, for widowers, support groups for divorcees. People brought up mental health, which is a huge need today. It'd be great to have support groups, awareness resources, all those types of things. People brought up dating needs, like just opportunities for good Catholics to find, date, and marry other good Catholics. And we could definitely use more things for young adults, teens, so on and so forth. People brought up miscarriage. I mean, I had a funeral for a miscarriage a couple months ago, whatever it was now, and many people never heard of that, didn't know it was a possibility. So like, we have a lot of resources. I would love to have a lot more. I would love to have support groups, 12-step groups, like whatever our community needs to really, truly be a Catholic Christian community that offers like everything. Now you do the math, I can't do it, and we don't have the money to pay people to do it. So if anyone is feeling called by God to start some kind of group, some kind of ministry, I'd be very interested in seeing that initiative succeed. Of course, we have to discern it and whatnot, but yeah, I'd be very interested in seeing that succeed. We just hired a new Christian service director, Dr. Michael McCallion, who he said he was going to be like all the masses. Maybe he's usually, there he is, okay, raising his hand. He's usually in the back. He's a sociologist. He likes to sit in the back and like watch, So Dr. McCallion he was one of my professors in seminary. He's a really good guy. He's really quite a force of nature, and when you meet him, you'll see what I mean. So he's here, and if someone feels called to start something to help support our Christian community, please reach out to Dr. Mike McCallion. Okay, my last point. So I would like to bring back the precious blood. Kind of has a ring to it. Bring back the blood. Anyways, okay, so a lot of people brought this up in the listening sessions, and this is how I think about it. This was kind of like my reactions. Okay. When someone asks, hey, Father, can we drink from the chalice? I'd love to share from the chalice. I would love to receive the precious blood again. Like when someone asks like that, I want to jump up and say, yes, let's do it. When someone asks, hey, Father, when are we going to get the wine back? I cringe, yes. If we think it's just wine, like, no, we are not ready. If we believe it's the blood of Christ, yeah, let's do it. So generally speaking, in our consumeristic society, people want more and more and more and more, but they're willing to do less and less and less. You do the math. Obviously, it can't work that way. So actually, at the last parish I was at, we tried to bring back the precious blood, and we did for a month. We just couldn't get the ministers, so I had to stop. And I've heard that we tried to bring it back here at Easter, and we just couldn't get the ministers. So to make this work, we need ministers. And you notice I'm being very picky with my words. I did not say we need volunteers. A volunteer does things. Do. Like, hey, we need this table moved. I need volunteers. Okay, that's volunteer. A minister is called by God. I do not want volunteers. This is not some job that needs to get done. We need ministers, people who are called by God to handle the Lord's sacred body and his precious blood. Is God calling you? Take it to prayer. Take it to prayer. So my hope is September, this month, pray about it. Is God calling you? October, we'll have some formation sessions where we'll train extraordinary ministers. And then in November, we'll bring back the blood. So that's my hope. If we get the ministers, we can do it. If we don't, we can't. But that's my hope. Okay, so I think that's enough for now. I appreciate all the people who came in to visit with me. Of course, many other things were brought up. I had 3 points, and there's much more that was brought up. Can't address it all. Music was a big one, and I do have ideas that revolve around the diversity of the parish and the fact that there are many legitimate ways to worship. But honestly, I don't know the parish well enough. I don't know the music well enough yet, but it is something I'm praying about and discerning on. So to end, would you like to hear something funny? Okay, so before I was here, I was the Archbishop's secretary for 4 years, and in my 4 years downtown at the Chancery, I said numerous times, like, hey, us priests downtown, we work, we do, but those parish priests, they work harder. And guess what? I was right. Parish life is a ton of work, but honestly, I like to work, and I love being a priest, and I love being your priest. Now, I am not Father Cooney, and I am not Father Maxim, but I am Father Dave, and we're moving forward. God love you.